back to the Bradenton Area Convention Center. It is ACO World 16 champion after champion being crowned. As a matter of fact, Jay Boogie and Marcus just crowned Isaac Hurt, the juniors champion, Cat, and what a match that was. Another three-gamer, unbelievable. But Isaac, congratulations to him. I tell you, and Sebastian, a name that you're going to be hearing for years to come, a guy that just came up out of nowhere during the Pro Series in Branson, and unbelievable. How about that?
They definitely put on a show. Isaac took the first game, Sebastian taking that second game, forcing it to 3, and you know, the boys definitely showed that the young guns around here are nothing to play with. We saw that in co-ed also, you know, with Maddie and Spencer. So there's some definite strong talent coming up quickly. Yep, no, absolutely. And boy, I tell you, the family support, the ground support, the SVC, just the whole Hurt family, everybody that gathered around, the reaction at the end of that juniors match was through the roof, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger because these kids are going to develop, and I say kids respectfully, they're going to develop fan clubs that are bigger than anybody else that's ever played the game has witnessed. I mean, I know, you know, Tanner, and I know Easy, and I know, you know, Matt over the years, and all these different people that have developed fan clubs, but these young kids have a chance to really build a following around themselves and their brands. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially, you know, the majority of our young guns are super, super sweet. They're very humble. They have great attitudes, and that's huge. You know, making sure that you play this game and you win and lose the same. Right. Right. Wait, are you getting predictions from the floor? You know, Terry Mathis. He said, how much you want to bet a Terry wins this game? A Terry. Oh, all right. Well, he's such a smart man. I got to be honest with you. He brings up an interesting point, but we've had a couple. I mean, what in the women's, what was it, the player of the season? Every single woman was TTT and T. And like I said, I had a nickname for that game, but I could not say it politically correctly. Something about T's and T's, but you know how that works. But no, Kat, honestly, what a week it's been here in Bradenton, and I do think they're building a hotel right next door here, and they're going to connect the two buildings to the convention center. We had a kick-ass tailgater outbuilding built just for us to be here. But next time we are here on a level like this, these buildings will be connected. It's going to be one facility like you would not believe. And I think we are getting the thumbs up from Chris Clark. We are ready to go live, and Mathis takes the first bag. With the first bag, that means that green jersey he's got on, he is the player of the season here for season 16 in seniors. Terry actually took home player of the season and team of the season in senior doubles. How about that? So that green jersey, absolutely intimidating, except to perhaps anybody but T-Bone, who's wearing that pro jersey for the upcoming season 17. So these guys, we expect the shootout to be certain, and we'll, you know, they'll spend a couple of frames feeling each other out, but I don't think you'll see a lot of bombast. I don't think you'll see a lot of fist pumping. I just think you're going to see a lot of very technical precision. As Terry walks down the court putting a dip in his mouth, he stole 2 out of that one. They both started to walk. They thought, Terry thought it was going to be a wash. Mr. Mathis thought it was going to be a wash, and T-Bone cut off to the side a little bit. Yeah, these drink holders that sit customarily at the ends of the court can also accommodate a dip cup. Whatever it is. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. One of those Terry's plays. I'll tell you, I chewed tobacco one time my entire life. I was 13 years old, going to football practice. Our coach thought it would put some hair on our chest. It ended up putting puke on the inside of his back window of his car. Oh, I'm sure. It was leaf. It wasn't dip. It was that's leaf. Chew. And I was chewing it, and it was not good, and I thought I was spitting it outside the window. I spit, and then I puked on the inside of the window. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Terry not happy with that bag. He really did think he was going to get 2. T-Bone has the opportunity to slide in here on the side, and he does. Both these guys are throwing very slick bags. T-Bone is throwing Luckies, and Mathis is throwing Vipers. So you're going to see a lot of dripping into the hole. Oh, yeah. tell you one thing. If you didn't tune into our broadcast last night, you missed it in our World Singles Division. Terry Mathis took home 5th place. And let me tell you, that man did not want to miss yesterday. He took out some really big names in singles. And if he can find the rhythm that he had yesterday in singles and bring it over to the senior singles finals, he is going to be very, very hard to beat.
Well, I had a couple conversations with people to that exact point who were saying, people were coming up to him saying, I dare you to keep doing that.
I'm telling you.
How in the world can you keep doing that?
He was absolutely ridiculous. He took out some serious big names, and I was like, we had actually gone out to dinner, and we were watching the feed of him playing that last game against Slowbomb, and I'm like, oh, now you want to miss? After you didn't take it out on my horses? But I think Terry's kind of contemplating here. I think he's going to try and throw a little bit harder to see if he can knock him. He's going to steal 4 points out of this here. It's going to be 6-2, Terry Mathis over T-Bone Dawson.
Well, I would tell you the pace of this game will be significantly different than what we just witnessed in the juniors, to be sure. More methodical, more patient.
Oh, yeah, and, Terry Mathis is going to take his time. T-Bone's going to slowly walk down the board, but Terry Mathis is going to take his time getting from one end to the next. He had to grab his drink, put a dip in, whatever it is. So if you need to go to the bathroom or get a drink, go do it now because it's a 2 out of 3.
Best 2 of 3, Mathis with the number 1 seed, Dawson with the number 3 seed. It's a nice first bag there by Terry Mathis. And Dawson, he laid a couple off in that last frame, surprisingly up to the top right. This one goes left. He overcorrected just a touch.
He is definitely not as very up the center as he usually is. He is a little to each side there. But knowing T-Bone, he's going to pull it together and he's going to stop giving Terry these chances.
Well,
I am trying to make sure that I say, Mathis or T-Bone because I really do want y'all to know which Terry I'm referring to.
Right. Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you something. We're looking forward to this one. All of these that we've seen so far today, I think, have gone into 2 or 3. They've gone to 3. So it's been exciting. It's been good stuff. There's been some great comebacks. We've seen some great emotional pivot points for some teams. And, boy, I tell you, the women's doubles was one of those where we saw that exactly in Game 2 where the momentum changed. And we'll see what happens here.
If you are tuning in to our broadcast, please feel free to shoot us a comment. We are watching the commentary we got going on for our feed. So if you have any questions or want to know what's going on the rest of the day, please feel free to ask. We'll do our best to fill you in. Yep. This game at this point right now has just been straight up the center, sliding them in the hole. And that's kind of what I expect here. That's
feeling each other out a little bit.
Yeah, both of these guys, that's the way that they play. They play sliding them up the middle.
Sure.
So that's what you're going to see the majority of this game. With these bags being a slick, I don't expect to see a lot of blocking. Now, Terry Mathis will airmail without a doubt. I mean, it's the opportunities there. He's going to do it. But as of right now, we're looking at a lot of just sliding them up the middle. Who can we stay? Who can stay straight?
Well, and very, very methodically built a 10-2 lead has Terry Mathis over T-Bone. And Skylar, Skip, Sandy, anybody whose name doesn't begin with S, you're welcome to comment as well. We want to make sure that you're watching. James and Greg, Dalton, Casey, Francisco.
Ciso de Mundo.
How about that?
I believe that's someone that won a major this year.
Well, on board, so that's awesome. Shep, Senior, good to have you on board. Brooke. Again, don't forget all of this for friends is available at AmericanCornhole.com as well. That was
Terry Mathis giving him a little fist bump. He was definitely disappointed there. Mathis gave him his first opportunity to really get some points, and he skipped right over it.
Look at that. Now they're discussing the artwork on their bags and see what I just did for you.
He said they're supposed to be lucky.
Uh-huh. You got to use that luck. I'm providing
Mathis.
the luck. Come on now.
He may have taken the hat and the sunglasses off from the co-ed match, but I believe that man, if you know him, the clown is still inside of him, through and through.
He didn't even look like the same person. That was hilarious when he stepped up there and I was sitting there with Phil Barnett, and he said, what is he doing? He's not going to wear that while he plays. He sure as heck did. I think he wore those shades because he knew that look at that. The young guns do not show any emotion. They go completely dead eye. And he didn't want them to be able to read any emotion in his eyes through those reflector shades. That's a nice bag there by T-Bone. Matched.
Mathis wanted to grab that one. It didn't work it, but it is in a good place to keep T-Bone from going in the hole without him. He went off to the side and went off right off the back.
So 11-2, Terry Mathis jumps out to an early lead. He is the number 1 seed over Terry Dawson. T-Bone, the number 3 seed. Again, thanks to everybody who has been part of the Bradenton area week here. We've had all kinds of good stuff and it's great sponsor stuff. Our buddy from Jay from Majestics Cornhole is going to be sponsoring John Stansberry. He decided he was going to add him to the sponsorship part of Majestics Cornhole. So that was kind of a cool outcome from this week. We have all kinds of great support from Pitfall and our friends from Kingslayer, who you know well.
I would hope so. Considering that might partially be my company.
Maybe Weller more than we should announce, but no, it's all good. But Kingslayer out in the house and Charlie Case making the change to straight Luckies, which is great. So it's all good, man. We've had some great stuff going on here in Bradenton. We look forward to being back here at the end of January. All of it powered by Bud Light, Gold Coast Eagle. So that's been great. And years to come down here in the Bradenton area. Longboat Key, Anna Maria Island, all kinds of stuff. It's funny because I think this is probably one of those, Cat, where we've had a tournament where people have spent as much time figuring out how to get sand out of parts of their body as they have getting their bags.
You mean out of their shoes? Just out of their shoes, right?
Yeah, just cracks of their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then they have figuring out how to get their bags and their winnings back on the plane.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely been a great week here. I know, everyone usually, when we're at Worlds and things, they stay around and they continue to throw and this, that, and the other. And this time it's been, so I'm going to the beach.
I'll see you at the beach.
You don't need me anymore today, right?
Right. But here's the other thing that's so funny, too, and I've always said this about Frank Gears, the cornhole dude. I said and I told the guys from the distributorship down here, I said, the only thing these people do, and I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing these people here do when they're not playing cornhole is find a place to play cornhole.
It's very true.
And I said, if you went hiking up Kilimanjaro with Frank Gears, he'd be like, I'll go, but do you think they'll have room for mini boards up there? Because that's how it works. That's how it goes. But that's awesome, and that's the passion, and that's what it's all about.
So, Finn, there was a question in from Jeff German. It says, why does it seem like the seniors don't play as much defense as other divisions? And I wouldn't say that all seniors don't play defense. I would definitely tell you that these two don't.
No.
These two guys can throw the bag and just put it straight up in the middle. And when you can throw that kind of game and be that consistent and be that straight up the middle, you don't need to play defense. Because I don't need to keep you from going in the hole because all my bags are going in the hole. Right. So it's more of I'm going to put them all in. Can you match me?
Well,
kind of situation.
It's funny you say that because if you look back at the Pro Series back in Branson, it was interesting to hear Tanner say that I'm going to put them in the hole. All you got to do is match me. And these guys are good at it. But you got to keep this in mind too, man. A lot of these seniors, the seasoned players, came out of horseshoes and other games where that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to control the hole, own the middle. And owning the middle in this game is exactly what you said. Find that spot, that sweet spot, roll it up the middle. The young guns, they find that, I'd say, and I say young guns, I'd say you're 25 to 55-year-old, 45-year-old, play a little more defense. And then the funny part is now the really young guns, the 12 to 20-year-olds, have found a way to go, okay, you got middle guys. You're going to put down a blocker or you're going to do this and play defense. I'm going to roll up over top of you. Yeah. I'm going to go swimming right over top of your bags. You're not even going to be allowed in the pool.
Yeah. Let's see if T-Bone can split these bags. That's what he wants to do. That was perfect placement. He knocked his in and left himself in the middle.
Yeah,
Terry's only going to... He pushed that one bag over here on the left of the hole out far enough that when Terry went through, he only grabbed one. Unfortunately, he gave Terry the opportunity to still get one out of it by going off the back. But, the frame before that, Terry Dawson literally just threw him up the middle and got himself 4 because this is what we were just talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
Dawson said, okay, Terry Mathis here has one on each side. You just keep going up the middle.
Sure.
if one person throws their first bag off to the side, you just stay up the middle, you're getting 2.
Yeah, well, and that's a blink. You wait for the first person that plays that game to blink, and when they do, you have to take advantage of it. And I think that's what so many people, they get nervous, or, the backyard game, they get nervous and go, oh, there's my chance, and the next thing you know, it's over in the neighbor's yard. You know what I mean? You've got to be able to have that kind of control of your game to do that. That's a rough bag right out of the chute there for Mathis. Leaves it up and out of play, but he allows T-Bone to drop one in there that should drip in, or he should be able to pull it in. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. He completely returned the favor right there. Put his own bag off the back, dropped one of Mathis's in. No, that's not how we thought this frame would go.
T-Bone going to try and go up and get these bags. He hits them right. He could. Oh!
Gets the...
He definitely had the opportunity there, but when that first bag was on the back, he could have definitely drug it with no problem. But when he stuck that other one up there, you still want to try it. You still want to go for it because it wasn't completely unheard of to get it done, but it does make it way more difficult when they stack like that.
Yep. Well, I would tell you 20-8. It can be overcome. You don't see it very often, but this is the best 2 or 3, so we will keep an eye on this one and continue on. And you're welcome, Jeff. Those are just our insights. We can't speak to what's going on in their heads with regard to how they play and why they play this way, but it does seem to make some sense. And if we can get away with that as an explanation, we'll do it. So happy to have those questions answered if we can. All right. There we go. That one circled the drain and just finished the job. All eight of them underneath the wooden sunroof, as our boy J Boogie likes to say.
Oh,
Jason and Casey, Greg, and Reese, Lee, Justin, a handful of others, Mike, Jeffrey, Ritesh, we love to have you on board here. We're glad you're watching. Don't forget, all of these games are going to be curated and put on our YouTube channel. If you want to go back and watch all of these, especially these 3-game series that have been happening here on Championship Saturday, it's going to take us into the evening. This might actually get into some of my karaoke time later, Kat, for the after party.
It keeps running the way that it is.
We're going to be here a minute.
We were supposed to be doing our awards ceremony right now, and we still have at least one more game here and minimum 2 games for our women. So we will definitely see.
I may be singing under the bane of the moon later on, but if you had to pick a song that you would like to hear me sing karaoke, what would it be?
Me?
Yeah, you pick one.
God.
I'll do it.
Well, we might need to think on that. I still got at least 3 more games to come up with that answer.
You got 3 more games to come up with it.
Any suggestions for Finn's song, please, by all means, send them through.
If you would like to see a video, or I could do my best impression of Ryan LaBelle. Oof. And that doesn't involve music as much as it does just getting captured on video when you least expect it.
Steve, I used to ask the same question. I haven't seen Terry's boots in a while. He's gone more to the slide situation, and I'm not sure, what's going on with that. His toes hanging over the edge, I gave him a little bit of a junk about the other day. I was like, what you trying to do?
Well, I'll tell you something. A foot fault is not often called, but it was called in Branson by our head official at the time, Ryan LaBelle, the whistleblower. And who was it he called it on? I forget. Oh,
I'm not
Tanner.
Sure.
It was Tanner Halbert, who, but the greatest reaction ever. No, I didn't.
I believe it was, that's BS.
Yeah, correct. And then
I was being polite.
Yeah, and then no, I didn't. Nicely done there. Thanks again. Since we're in the seniors division, we can thank our friends from Bud Light for powering all the action here in the senior singles world championship match. You're seeing all the boards. You're seeing all the back and forth here as these guys make their plays. Kat Halbert and Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO here. Glad to bring you all of the action. You're seeing the action, so we can sit here and just tell you about what you're seeing, but what fun is that? It's much more fun to talk about what's going on in these players' heads and why they may be doing what they're doing. We certainly don't claim to know what's going on in these 2 guys' heads because they've outmatched us with regard to I don't know, time on the planet, if nothing else.
That's more like it from T-Bone there. Starting out this game super strong.
Yeah. I think everybody in that first game takes some time to feel the other person out. Not as if they haven't played one another before, but you never know on any given day who's on your game and who isn't. I do like the fact that we're also getting to see some texts here to see who wants to get what from what restaurant. So the foot foul, front of Mathis' shoe or the end of his toes.
The Metamucil Bandits. Oh my. Todd Carnes asked Terry if Fairdale Pizza is the best weekly turn-in the country.
You think that's going to be a yes?
I would tell you that I have watched several of their Throw for the Hole. It's probably one of the biggest blind draws that I know that consistently gets the amount of teams that they get every Thursday.
Huge.
They like to say that there's like a bubble around Fairdale because usually when it calls for rain on Cornhole night, it doesn't rain. So.
Well, Chris Cooper's throwing his hat in the ring for T-Bone. Scott, Michael, glad to have you on. Barry, Ron, Gregory, Casey, good to have you on again. AmericanCornhole.com. Anybody you know that's just looking for something to watch tonight, hang out on a Saturday night, drink some beers, pitch some bags, and have this going on in the background, feel free to let them know AmericanCornhole.com. And also YouTube. Our YouTube channel will have all of these matches later on for you to check them all out. It is ACO American Cornhole Organization World Cornhole Day today, so that's awesome. It's every year on the last Saturday in July. Ooh, boy, I thought that was going to pull that bag in. Ultimately, it is coming in, and there it goes. Drips into the right side. It's just... I played with some stiff bags today in the Lifer tournament, and everybody kept asking me why. And I don't know, I guess I like that old school feel. I like
old school feel too, but your bags were a little too new to probably be throwing with. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like I was going to make any difference. I mean, if you're throwing them into the concession stand,
yeah, but it
doesn't matter how drippy they are.
They just didn't give on you.
Yeah, they gave up on me.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
So, someone asked what bags T-Bone was throwing. I know that they're Luckies. They're Charlie Case's Luckies, but I'm not exactly sure what
series
Luckies they are. I know it was a series he's already had, though, because they do say Lucky bags on them. So I will definitely try and get that answer for you.
I want to tell you something right now. If this keeps going the way this is going, there's not going to be an after party.
This is what I expected the first game. I'm not going to lie.
We're supposed to be 2 matches and an awards ceremony ahead of where we are now. This could take forever, but that's okay.
When I got told that you brought me my list and told me my schedule today and told me I was commentating this, I almost said, are you sure you need me for this one?
For seniors. Yeah, I was thinking about going and get a full night's sleep, and then maybe I could come back for doubles and singles. World doubles, world singles still on the way. We still have the women's to get to and crown our women's champion as well. I did have somebody today on center court, Scott Mitchell, and I battled it out in the Lifer tournament. And I don't know the young couple sitting over there, the young man in the straw hat. And
Ronnie Ray and Patty Christie.
Well, Patty, God bless her, came up after we were done, and she goes, I am so glad they put you here for comic relief.
I love them. They're new this year.
The best.
I met them in Roanoke, and they are so sweet. I love them. So, Brandon, you asked about the raffle for the next season's pass. The next season golden ticket, I believe is what you're talking about. And from my understanding, they have not. I will double check on that for you, though.
Cat Halbert Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. We're just sitting here calling the action, which is pretty much up the middle and in the hole at this point for the last, hour and a half. As the Terrys battle it out, Terry Mathis, Terry Dawson. Terry Mathis, the number 1 seed, Dawson. T-Bone, the number 3 seed, but they just continue to see who is going to outlast the other with regard to making one of them blink.
We did get an answer to our question about the bags that T-Bone was throwing. They're Miller Times.
Oh, the Miller Times bags. Okay, very good.
Tanisha over there yelling from the bleachers, trying to get Terry hyped up. I will say, Terry Mathis is not his normal, like, happy-go-lucky self this game. He was the first game.
No, he seems to be... There we go. Now we're getting a little bit more. Tanisha kind of brought it out of him just a little bit.
Tanisha's like, you're not having fun. That's why we're having issues here. Just need you to miss. David, I see your comment about the 2 out of 3. We have always done 2 out of 3 when it comes to our World Championships. All of our divisions do that. It is the way that our brackets have always ran. I do understand where you're coming from, but it is the way that we have this tournament structured and have for a while at this point. When it actually gets down to our singles, also, our singles, when we get down to our Final Four, is reseeded into a new bracket. So what originally in the bracket would have had a different outcome, now Caleb Hurt will play Austin Schlobaum and Gary Ferguson will play Crow Brewer, which was not the lineup in the bracket.
Right.
But they reseed themselves. So, I mean, we do have a different way, but we make sure that we advertise it so everybody knows what they're getting.
Well, and I think, too, and majors and the way things are run in majors, a little bit different worlds. There's a different level of expectation. There's a different level of talent expected. There's a different level of, honestly, endurance and skill set exhibited. So all of that, as you mentioned, is posted. All of it's available for general consumption. And that's how it works, and that's how we do it. And we've had some great matches as a result, some unexpected outcomes. But the good news is, no matter what, you don't have to walk in, and we mentioned this before, you don't walk into a predetermined outcome. You know what I mean?
For sure. Daniel made the comment and said they make it look so easy. Well, they've been at this a while. This is our seniors division, so this is 55 plus. So, you know, these two guys are just insane. You know, if you were joined with us earlier, I was talking about Terry Mathis yesterday in singles and just how on fire he was and how insane, you know, his singles was. He finally lost at 5th place, losing to Austin Schlobaum. I'm telling you, the man just couldn't miss earlier on in the day. And I told him he was getting a little old. He just ran out of gas. There was a question on here, though, about who won Team of the Season. If you're referring to doubles, Tanner Halbert and Eric Zockline took home Team of the Season,
yep.
And are also in the doubles final this evening against Austin Schlobaum and Sean Anderson.
Sean Anderson, yeah, we saw those guys play their way into that here, and that was another one of those where it didn't look so good for them early on, but they were able to pull it together and get it done. I think something finally gave here. Somebody actually left one on the board.
It's been these very small, it's a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a 1 and a...
Single and a deuce.
They aren't missing now, so the energy in this room, I feel like, is dropping just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's why Tanisha was trying to get him a little hype, because at this point you really are watching bag for bag at this point. And I can't say that that makes it a bad game, because it doesn't. But at the same time, it isn't what you have seen already today.
Right.
The strategies and the blocking and the airmail. I mean, especially after the juniors final. I mean, with those two, it's a very different game that you're watching. Math is super upset with that bag.
T-Bone has the opportunity to make some hay while the sun shines, and he does. There's
another 2.
A nice pile right there, so he loads up a couple. But again, there's a good chance we're going to hit these guys bedtime. And by these guys, I mean me.
I just sent a text message to ask for a rock star.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You're sitting next to one. How many do you need? Hey, now.
You're
Johnny
not
Box.
getting my energy up enough.
Johnny Box is a rock star. Hey.
I need the drink.
The rock star energy drink. All right. Well, I might need a cattle prod, because I'll be honest with you, Honestly, if this is still game one, I kind of took a quick nap. Are we in game?
We're
one
in game
still?
2.
Oh, we're in game 2.
We're definitely in game 2 with a 9-4. Terry Mathis took home that first game pretty easily, but T-Bone Dawson said, "I am not laying down for you," and he's putting up a fight this one for sure.
Thank you for playing along in Cat and Finn Theater.
Oh my, Steve Beck, that's just wrong.
That is not cool.
That is so not nice.
I think he might be talking about for me, though, not for them. All right, so there's one in, and then one bounced off the back, so...
Oh, that's going to be a 5?
That's
that
like
might be
the
first
swing
big round
in
both games.
Yep.
Not expected there, and he's going to tie it up at 9s.
Outstanding.
Oh, my.
Outstanding.
It's so
great. More ties, I say. But these guys, it's methodical. It's almost therapeutic. And it seems impossible. This is the thing when people do see these guys play and pros play that separates you from the person in the backyard. And honestly, if you're playing like this in the backyard, you'd start throwing bags at each other just to distract each other. You'd start nutting somebody or giving them a little ting. You know what I mean?
That's what I was kind of expecting from Terry Mathis in this game, to be honest with you.
I thought he'd come fired up.
I mean, fired up, giving the energy, getting, he just came off that co-ed doubles win,
Right.
So I would definitely expecting some heightenedness out of some Terry Mathis. Tanisha's certainly trying to get it out of him. But the question for the women's singles match that we have coming up is going to be Julia Mackey and Teresa Forsey. Teresa Forsey is a former queen. She has won this women's singles at the World Championships before. Julia Mackey is definitely, we're going to call her the underdog, but if you watched on Wednesday the way that girl played, you wouldn't have said that. Yeah. And I only say underdog is because this is, her first big showing. She's played really well, but she's never been able to really get where she wanted to be, and she definitely showed it on Wednesday.
Well, I will tell you this. One thing you can do to make you an enemy of the people is refer to anybody as an underdog, because you will start getting savaged in the comments.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. And I don't say that in the way that she plays by any means.
No,
but
you say it based on the history of the person
her
playing.
pedigree
Correct.
and things of that sort, to Teresa. Teresa really has, if you're new to the ACO, you may not know her pedigree, but Teresa's been around for a long time. You just saw them in the senior doubles finals, with Bruce. So she's definitely up against pedigree of tough competition, but she plays the way that she played the other day. It's going to be a heck of a show out here.
Well, and the number of times that we referred to Amber Fretwell in the Player of the Season match as the underdog.
With her pedigree, for sure.
Only based on pedigree and what you would expect based on the different histories of the players. It wasn't exactly like you said. It wasn't anything to do with her skill set and her ability to date. But if you looked at it and you just looked on paper, that's what you would say.
Just like David said right here, she's only played for 1 year. She is 100%. Juice is Julia's nickname, and she has definitely, her and her mom play women's doubles together. They've done really well.
And Juice.
Yep. So by all means, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be, I'm kind of trying to figure out, kind of anticipating what kind of game is it going to be. Is it going to be like this one?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a little bit different? I think it'll depend on how Julia plays, on how Teresa ends up going around. Because Teresa will sit here and play just like the seniors. Fire up the middle all day long.
Methodical. But at the same time, after Amber won Player of the Season, Women's Player of the Season.
That girl put on a clinic.
Well, and we said, now everybody that faces her will now be the underdog.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be staring a lot of underdogs right in the bags.
Oh, yeah. That girl put on a clinic in Women Player of the Season matches. It was unbelievable watching her play them.
I got to be honest with you. This is really just starting to piss me off.
We do love y'all, and we promise we're not trying to ignore the game in front of us, because I am sitting here watching constantly, but it's a lot of, it's just hole
I say
for
that
hole.
I love, because I've not made this many bags my entire life than they've just made in this game. That's what I'm saying. It's pissing me off because they make it look like it's so easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm mad.
Finn,
I'm mad.
I told you, we have to just fix your throw a little bit.
Oh, yeah, completely.
We have to,
all you have to do is
more
cut
of a
off my arm.
follow-through situation instead of a frisbee toss.
Just sort of a flick.
Yeah, no flicking. There's very few people that can flick.
Well, the problem is I throw one in front of the board, and then I throw the next one into the concession stand. I don't have any real consistency in my throw, but I'm looking at this. I'm like, you guys are pissing me off. This is not this easy.
Well, Terry Mathis put Tanner out of the tournament yesterday, and I can tell you I felt the exact same way yesterday.
We just got to wear them down.
Because I literally looked at Terry and I said, "Are you done?"
God almighty. This is like rain on River Rock, man. Eventually, you're going to end up smooth.
Ooh.
Uh-oh,
that
there's
right
one
there
off there.
could
There's
make
one
it
off
over.
the
If
backside.
Terry can
Oh,
clean
look
up.
at that. That's a nice push there to take.
So T-Bone's got to grab this bag to save the game because he's got one off the back. If he just goes in the hole, it'll be 5. So the game will be over and Terry Mathis will win. If he can grab this other one, he's going to save it. He's going to airmail. And he gets it!
Oh, man.
Hallelujah. We saw an airmail. The men do more than slide, ladies and gentlemen.
And the good news is it just keeps going. What a shot. We got to show that one again. We got that one, Johnny. We can re-show that. We can replay that. Look at you. You're just tease. You're a tease. I think the good news and the bad news is they can hear what we're saying about them.
Some people, I agree. If it, when I played up on the co-ed, I didn't hear you.
You couldn't hear?
It's because I had headphones in.
Oh, right. These guys are not. If anybody's wearing earbuds, it isn't these guys. I'll tell you that much. I do love it in the background. You can't hear it, but I can hear it. And every so often a song catches my ear, and I got to hand it to LaBelle. He curates the music here. Slade, Run, Run Away, one of the greatest songs ever recorded. Shep, are you digging this, man? Shep Sr., where you been? Come on.
He said he's coming out of retirement for next season.
I don't believe him. We'll believe him when we see it. Suzanne, Greg, Seth, Ricky. Carrie, Amy.
T-Bone stealing the 2.
Uh-oh. 20-11.
You're so close, but so yet far away.
20-11. So what the score of the first match was? Was that yesterday afternoon? Mm-hmm. The first game these two played.
I think I forgot.
I would say I can time this game with a calendar, or if nothing else, the battery life on my iPad. Yeah. We're gonna have to actually call Boogie and those guys in to finish this thing. These guys, it's just so damn smooth. Oh, there it is. Oh man, that bag off the back did it. There he is. How about that? Congratulations.
It's over.
It's over.
I love y'all so much. I really do. T-Bone and Terry Mathis are 2 of the best players we have out here. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
It's it's frustrating. Now we get the energy.
Well,
now we want to act like Terry Mathis. See?
Make sure you drink out of the one that has a beer in it, not the spit. All right? Very good. That's how we do things over here. We talk real talk. Thank you for joining us on the Today Show Extra. We're not 100% sure what's going on here, but my battery needs to be recharged, both physically and iPad-ally. All right, Kat Halbert, Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, live from the ACO World Championships 16, Bradenton area, Florida, at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. What's up next? What division we got next? We're going women's.
Got women's singles.
Outstanding. I'm wholly unqualified to call this match, but I'll be back anyway. She's Kat. I'm Finn. Let's do it to it here in just a little bit.